Now, to further buttress the fact that global change is what is actually responsible for the high rate of divorce we are experiencing today, and not necessarily finance or sex, food, and even let's say basic understanding, as it has to do with couples understanding. Now, let's take finance for example. This means that if money was necessarily the basic cause of today's divorce, then the rich would have the best forms of marriage in the world. And it also means that divorce would ordinarily be the problem of the poor. So you discover that even, okay, let's take Nollywood for example today. You can see how divorce is actually affecting Nollywood stars who we know that are very, very rich. Are they immune to the problems of divorce? Has the money they have solved their divorce problems? No. Even as recently, you'll agree with me that one of the richest man in the world, just got divorced. Money did not prevent the divorce, right? Now, let's talk about sex. It is a common saying that the generations of our fathers did not actually enjoy sex that like we are doing today. We always want to believe that our fathers enjoyed sex just in the missionary ways and in the missionary way. And today, we of this generation who we believe have a better knowledge of sex, we understand sex more, we know all the styles of, making love and doing the act of marriage. Now, the question is, the generations of our fathers and today's generation, which one has a higher divorce rate? You and I again knows the answer to that question. Now the fact is, despite the the styles, all the styles we know of having sex, despite all the the knowledge we think we know about sex, it has not really prevent divorce today. Most times when people are getting married, they will be told, as a woman, you have to give it to your husband anytime, every day, this and that. People go, especially and specifically learning, about the act of marriage. But you and I know that it has not actually solved the problem of divorce we have today. Now, also, food. Usually, just like they will advise couples when they are getting married or they are about to get married, that one way you should be able to sustain your marriage is to have probably good sex, frequent sex, and so on and so forth, and also exploit all forms of styles in doing the act. They also advise couples to, especially the women, to make sure they take care of their husband's stomachs if they really want to maintain their marriage. And you discover that a lot of women, out of that belief, have actually gone studying about how to cook, learning how to make different types of food, and so on and so forth, just to be able to preserve their marriage. But the question again is, I don't believe that the previous generation actually know much about cooking as we do today. Sophisticated means of really garnishing food and turning out fantastic food. But has that solved the problem of divorce today as well? No. You discover that in this generation where people know how to cook very fantastically, we are actually experiencing record breaking divorce cases as we had never had in the previous generation before. So that goes to show that no matter the kind of food this generation knows how to cook, no matter, in short, food will not actually solve the problem of divorce we are having. Then, basic understanding between couples. You know, naturally, when people are getting married, they'll be told, please understand yourself, try to tolerate with one another, so on and so forth. You discover that in this generation as well, people are largely more educated. So this we could claim that should be responsible for a higher understanding in people as it is in this generation than the previous generation, where we have had parents who didn't really go to school or who were not educated, and we also claim that our parents didn't understand much about life as we do understand. But you and I will also agree, despite this, the level of education we have in today's generation, it has not really helped in solving the issue of increase in divorce. Now, this goes to show that money, food, sex, and even basic understanding of couples is not what is actually causing the rapid increase in divorce in today's generation, or even the rampantness of divorce in today's generation. Now, the actual cause is global change, just like we have said before. And if though, okay, let me quickly say something again, that though understanding, when we talk about global change, it also has to do with, to be able to solve this problem, it has to do with understanding. But understanding in this sense doesn't really mean that type of basic understanding we always advise or talk about. We need to now look at the understanding in this sense, how the change that is happening in the world that you and I probably don't even have control over is affecting, our marriages, irrespective of your education, irrespective of my education. So this is what we'll be looking at today. And you discover that if we don't pay attention to how global change is actually affecting our marriage, despite no matter the kind of money we have, no matter the level of sex we introduce in our marriage, no matter how much we know how to cook, no matter how we try to understand each other, divorce will continue to increase. And it will even get to a point, just like people are saying today, that it's as if the marital institution is under attack. Yes, it's not really as if somebody is attacking the marital institution, but there is a factor out there that is actually attacking the marital institution. And if we do not look inward to see how we can handle this challenge, a time will come where the global marital, let me use the word global marital institution, will even come to a total collapse. A time will come where people will look back and they'll be like, wow, everybody is afraid to marry. And those who are already married, you discover that every day in, day out, the news is, we say it is alarming now. I think with time to come, it is even going to get worse. You see every day crisis, marital crisis, divorce here and there, until we get to a level where even humanity will see marriage as a total problem, marriage as a complete disaster. Before we get there, we have to understand how we handle global change and how it affects our marriage.